Dear students, now let us look at the global transportation options, the modes which are commonly used. I will start with ocean. The ocean is one of the important and the most commonly used transportation mode in around the globe. The most pervasive and important global shipment method, accounting for 2/3 of all international movements. जितने भी international movements हैं, about 2/3 of those movements are through ocean. Why? Because the major advantage are low rates and the ability to transport a wide variety of products and shipment size. So, if we can actually look at it in from the perspective of logistical procurement, we would normally have larger lead times. So, even not from the perspective of globalization, global logistics की अगर बात ना भी करें, तो the thing would be to go for the cheaper mode. And oceans are considered to be the cheaper mode. अगर आप by sea किसी चीज़ को ship कर सकते हैं, it will cost you less. और internationally भी, this would be the scenario. Even for procurement cycles, जहाँ पर आपने supplies वगैरह लेके आनी है, that would be the best mode. That is why 2/3 of the time it is being used. So, 3 major categories हैं: liner service, charter vessels, and private carriers. Liner services would be providing for some product line, the specific services would be provided. Charter vessels would be it would be the vessels which you have actually chartered for your product. And private carriers, obviously private fleets या private अगर company के पास एक distribution scenario मौजूद है, तो they can actually utilize it. So it is one of the modes which will actually provide you a lower rates, and specifically for the procurement cycle, performance cycle, it would be the most commonly used scenario. And even for the manufacturing support, the production logistics, it would be the most important one. The next one is air. Fast transit times है, ये इसका advantage है. An advantage in packaging. आपकी packaging या spill rate would be actually lesser. C में ज़्यादा हो सकता है because the time is more and you need to have specialized firms who will actually package the product or the lots for the shipment. So disadvantage of air carriage is actually the higher rates. एक organization अगर by air अपनी shipments कर रही है toward across the globe, that means they are actually short of time. Lead time उनके पास ख़त्म हो गया. They have deadlines to actually meet, or they are one of the responsive logistical companies. ऐसी companies जो कि respond करना चाहती हैं, जिनके पास product life cycle के time भी कम है, उसको manufacture करने का time भी कम है, उसके बाद उसकी physical distribution भी, जब उसकी uncertainty clarify होती है, तो then they are just left with the time so that they can actually manage it to send it to their retailers or customers. वहाँ पर air would be the most important mode, but obviously it would not be that preferable if efficient logistical scenario is there, जहाँ पर आपके पास lead times काफ़ी मौजूद हैं, forecast figure पे आपने forecast किया हुआ है और उसकी base पर you are actually producing the stock, then air mode would actually be the least attractive one, क्योंकि it has the higher rates, actually the highest rates in terms of modes. तो वहाँ पर organizations, they do not prefer it. But if the thing is such that कि time based requirements हैं, customer को respond करना है और आपके पास make to order या assemble to order kind of a scenario है, तो then you will be using this kind of a mode. It would be the preferred one because it will take lesser time and the product, the integrity of the product will actually remain like that. Wastage कम होगी. Then you have motor. थ्रू मोटर, ये बड़ा कॉमन है और ये बहुत ज़्यादा कॉमन था बिटवीन यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स एंड मैक्सिको एंड कनाडा. बॉर्डर साथ साथ मौजूद थे, जिसकी वजह से मोटर व्हीकल्स वर एक्चुअली यूज फॉर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. बाय रोड जो है वो भेजा जाता था. एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स एक्चुअली इट बिकम वेरी कॉमन इन यूरोप एज वेल, बिकॉज यूरोप अगर आप देखें तो जियोग्राफिकली इट इज़ नॉट दैट बिगर कॉन्टिनेंट. And countries can actually have kind of they can use roads for the transportation as well as for their own for the product carriage as well as for the transportation of their own citizens as well. तो वहाँ पर मोटर जो है वो मोटर्स और मोटर व्हीकल्स were actually used frequently for intermodal shipments.